Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Queen's Wish. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as I talk to my mother. You hear a voice, your mother. She sounds different, exhausted, confused. She shouts, "Jeff? Jeff, are you there? I thought I heard Jeff. Oh, this cursed thing, are you there?" Yes, I'm here. Oh, I'm so relieved. I had a dream. A dream? She makes a strange choking sound. You have never heard her like this before. I hope not. Another of the dreams. The dreams like on Sacramentum. Like when I was there. The true dream. Use your words, Mother. You're coming across really weird. Why are you talking like that? What happened to you on Sacramentum? They seem so harmless, you know. Offer gifts, tribute, wisdom, pleasure, whatever you wish. And then they have a way away. What? What is it? Yes, I know. You wait for her to keep speaking, but there is just silence. Oh no, it's this again. You stand by the portal for a long time and nothing happens. You are left feeling very alone in a strange land. That is a lie. I feel very present, the people that they are with me. So, we can't do anything else. It's the calamity. Obviously, she's referring to dreams brought on by the calamity. That's, I mean, it's clear as day. But, how does the calamity work? As soon as you get close to the portal, you hear Sutter's voice. Not arrogantly cheery, though. It's off somehow. He barks, "Little brother, you there? I hear you have news about the Vol. You saved the Owen." That is correct. I see. Doesn't surprise me. The tone of his voice surprises you, though. You had thought he would be pleased. I didn't. He sounds strangely bitter. Mother is annoyed, of course. Not that I'm worried about that. I expected such bad news lately. Because, yeah. It was the only just choice. It wasn't the only just choice. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, insofar as, you know, siding either with the slavers or with the slaves, then yes. However, we could also not annex them. That would be a thing. But we annexed them again. Anyway, I'm gonna go with that. It must be nice to have the freedom to be just. I always end up having to do what Mother decides, which can be difficult, especially lately. You won't have to clean up your mess. What sort of mess? The Owen don't know how to rule. They'll end up with a ruined country, crumbling cities, political chaos, bloody vengeance in the streets, having to decide what to do with the Masha without sparking another war. They really should kill them. That's what they should do. And then that's it. And then there's no more wars, because, you know, nobody enslaves anybody anymore. And that's it. That does it. Although I am considering everybody who wasn't a slave to be a Masha, because that is also, they were absolutely complicit in that. We have seen it very clearly in this game. Oh well, our generals are good at handling that sort of situation. What do you think will happen? Chaos, inefficiencies everywhere. Yes, I hear having to pay the people who work for you is very inefficient. That definitely takes a hit on the profit margins, or rather, does a number on the profit margins. Lots of bloodshed. You imagine you can hear his shrug, which you know is there. You know he's shrugging, but you only imagine you can hear it. That's how that works. We do what we have to do for Haven. Yeah, that bloodshed was earned by the injustice of the Masha. Oh, of course, I'm sure. The Owen will be wise and exercise careful judgment. Whatever, it is done. You made a choice. You did the best you could. Now we can just hope. You hope. I hope. We all hope. Yes. What do you hope for? I hope you'll return home. Win Sacramentum as a prize for Mother. Get out of there and don't look back. It is quiet here with you gone and... Yeah, it's just, absolutely. The cell phone runs out of battery. That's effectively what it is. It's always that. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ooh. Haven will be restored. She's saying that a lot. But she doesn't do anything. I want to know about the status of the other nations. The 3 other nations. Of course. Yes, the Ukadish. You managed to peacefully force the Ukadish to submit. That's very peaceful, the force. That's absolutely how any of those words works. This is excellent, she says. Our forts there would be able to extract plenty of iron. The forts extract iron? For sure. And other resources. As long as you don't do anything to aggravate them. This counts as a great victory. Okay. Now we have a Vol. You will help the Owen overthrow the Masha in return for their trade with us. This counts as a victory, but it has brought great chaos to their lands. Not great enough, apparently. Give our forts their What? Give our... Are you saying the give with the obscured noun of the sentence as you would do? Or are you telling me to give our forts? Let's forget the there because it makes the sentence harder to understand. Give our forts military reinforcement to keep our resources from being stolen. She is telling me to do that. Thank you. Yeah, and also the forts there, absolutely. That's correct. It just makes it harder. Tell me of the Agriel. You cowed the Agriel into submission. They are our allies once again. This counts as a great victory. In the game, do you notice how the game is saying this particular sentence? This counts as a great victory. In the meantime, she says, give our forts their military... Yeah, she says that again. Can I go back to what I was talking about? That's the one. Sorry. This counts as a great victory. This counts as a great victory. And the Vol, obviously, not a great victory. Tell me of the disaster. It is all as it was before, she says. The crops are dying. The livestock is growing ill. The nations of Sacramentum are slowly rising up against us. Well, it's a good thing that they're not doing it fast, because they might, the blood might go to their heads. When you rise up fast. You know what that is? Is that the blood that goes to your head, or is it the opposite of the blood going to your head? I haven't had that in a while, but I usually had that when I was a kid because I didn't know how to control me getting up very fast. But then these days I just don't do it because why would you get up fast? But the point is, you must know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about when you get up from maybe I don't remember if it happens if you're just sitting down. I think it happens usually when you're laying down on the floor or something, or on your bed, and then you get up very fast, and then you feel like woozy and sort of lightheaded. Yeah, that's the joke I was going for, and I just decided to ramble about whether it happens to everybody or not, because I don't know if it happens to everybody, because it hasn't happened to me in a while. Anyway, fortunately. They are insolent, she says. Who is insolent? Oh, the people who are getting up very slowly, of course. They interfere with our soldiers and allies. Because whenever the soldiers are trying to count I don't know, supplies, they go there and be like, 34, 103, 3, 1, 17. And they're like, God damn it, I can't count? Come on. That's how they're interfering. You will have to do what nobody managed before, Prince. You will need to find the cause of this curse. Surely someone in Sacramentum will know something about it. Their sages? Their leaders? Well, well, thank you. That's actually not I mean, she literally says where I need to go. It's just not immediately obvious. So I need to go to the sages and the leaders of each one of the factions that I imagine. Imagine this is what it is. Of each one of the factions that I helped. And the sages is an actual position. It's not just, the people who know a lot. It's an actual position, if you might have forgotten about those. The leaders, obviously, is the position. It depends on who you're dealing with. But all of them have, quote, sages, unquote. And anyway, when you step through the gates, the Owen see you. They all drop what they are doing. Then they point to you and cheer. Okay, you describing it like that, it feels like I have something in my face and they're mocking me or something. But they're cheering, so they're mocking me, but they're like laughing with me rather than necessarily at me. Either way, the South Battalion has entered the Vol. The Owen now have a mighty ally in their rebellion. You look out on a sea of faces enjoying their first brief glimmers of hope. Why would it be the first? It's not the first, but it is a glimmer of hope. It's also unbelievable and completely, definitely it wouldn't happen. And judging by the fact, for the colonizers to use who had, I remind you, the colonizers here, Avon, had a completely stable relationship with the slavers. They would join with a aggressive slaves, and also. It's sort of telling that the game says that this particular way of me solving these areas is not a great victory. And also, the way I solved the UCAT, which was as brutal as I could, because they're all terrible people and awful, that was also a great victory. I don't remember how I solved the Achriel. I think it was basically me trying to make sure that the people of High Lovo didn't basically run roughshod over the rest of the people. I think that was what happened. So, I don't know. The speaker here walks over to speak with you, because that's what he does. The hall goes quiet. Yes, I want to discuss our alliance. I declare a meeting. What am I doing? Oh, there it is. The Owen listened quietly and patiently. It's a nice change of pace. No, it's as it was always forever. Of course, he says. We are eager to work with you. How goes the war? Your soldiers have already entered the Vol. They are meeting our warriors and providing training and organization. We Owen were mostly stoneworkers and farmers. We have a lot to learn about war. Fortunately, General Aquila is very patient. And also a woman, I remind you, but either way. He didn't say anything specifically, but he kept misgendering her. Haven's colonies have been afflicted with a new calamity, I say. The Owen have heard this too, says the narrator. They are afraid. And the speaker says, it was nice to have hope. If you run away from Sacramentum, what will happen to us? This is bad news. If you can help us solve this problem, I require it. I require the problem. Because it's certainly not the Ken. I'm not requiring the Ken. Tarmana is genuinely helpless. I can't. I mean, we have never had power. We don't know any secrets. Maybe the Ukatish or the Achriel know something. We don't. I swear it. Okay. Thank you for your visit, Prince. We will get back to the fight. Okay, where's your sage? I believe in here. That is not true. Don't you have a sage? You have a sage, right? Oh, there it is. Oh, I never came up here. Well, not that it matters. I swear, how did I not? My God. Well, does it matter? We got Quicksilver over here. And I can take it? Miracles. Miracles, I tell you. So, yeah, there's no Vol. There's no sage over here. I think the sage might be in another building. What? Oh, I misclicked. This is where the refugees are. A lot of them. And Keepy over here. Not a sage. It is possible that none of the leaders actually knows anything about this, because if I were designing this quest, I would force you to go everywhere. I mean, I wouldn't, because I don't agree with this sort of quest design, but because it's just us going around for no reason. But judging by how the game has done everything else, there's a certain toned quest design. So the way I would do this, I would force you to visit all three leaders first, possibly the sages as well, although I'm sort of expecting the sages not to say anything new. But force you to visit all three leaders, and once you do that, you go back over here and you're like, oh, I can't find anything, and then your mother tells you something or helps you out. We have new things. Things that I don't want, but still. Got the captain over here. Oh, maybe they don't have a sage. I didn't go over here, though. It's good that, that I'm exploring everything because we have access to new things. We have Alina over here. And we have Watas. And a locked door over there. And a Vol refugee. Yep. Maybe they don't have a sage. I thought they did. But it's likely that the sage is only specifically in the main castle. So let's find out. Right. No, not there. Over here. We haven't had the 2 weeks pass, or 2 days rather, with the new raids and whatnot. Because... Did I not come here before? Wyvernly Smith politely watches you, waiting to see what you have to say. I need to speak with you. No, I think I did come over here. And he doesn't say anything, because he's a mean person. Okay, that's the outside. And that is a locked door. That's a Masha Council. This is where I came to insult them all. And we still have all the slavers over here being slavers. I even decided to support the Owen Rebellion. Arahuna nods solemnly. We know this. We dream of having happy relations with Haven someday, so we will allow you to wander Thablan freely. However, we do not plan to lose this war, no matter how strong you think you are. Please leave us. The Masha must prepare for the fight ahead, our fight for the old ways of our people. Yeah, so not only is the game saying, oh no, we shouldn't be too cruel on the slavers. Think of the children or something. But also, the slavers are actually gonna continue the fight against the slaves. I don't understand anything. I mean, I do. It's just, whatever. So, we don't have a sage here. Why is that? Am I thinking that the sages are mine? I think so. Let's go to Hayalovo. And in here, and there it is. Let's see if we got robbed. We did not get robbed. So we're above 30 in the potions. So that's nice. Your reception in Hayalovo is not hostile. You're lending your... Let's go with you. That also works, but either way. You lending your support to Istara has not turned them violent. However, there is a distinct change in their attitude toward you. The passing blessed look away. The guard wolves snarl. Only the guards are unconcerned. Occasionally, one of them favors you with a smile and a nod. Yeah, as long as they don't give me a freaking enemy spawning behind me after I kill the boss. That's all I need to do. That was absolutely infuriating. So this is a big tower, isn't it? Isn't that how that works? Ljovogard, Frisial, and a bunch of things. When I tried to ascend to the Watcher's Hall... Oh, wait. This is not their leader. Of course. I don't know how I could be so careless. It's like, yeah, it's like going to Thablan to talk to the leader. So, it is, as I said, I was saying it on purpose, that I need to talk to the leaders that I supported, rather than necessarily just leaders of the place. And in this case, we need to go to Sliven, Mashidi. There's still a glorious spear. Let their spear be glorious. I'm gonna go to Sliven over here. Because I believe the leader is in one of these houses. Istara. That's, of course, yeah. Well, let's see. I think I came back to talk to her. Istara pours you more tea. Occasionally, her hands shake and her face twitches. Other times, she giggles oddly. Perhaps the effect of the elixir. The twitchings, yes. How is your struggle for power going? Slowly, she says. It has to be slow. We don't want a war. We aren't the Vol. We will have no bloodbath in our woods. We are dealing with the blessed gently and firmly. Soon we... also, they're dim and sort of... They don't know what's going on, so it's okay. That's a very efficient way of dealing with the blessed. because you know they're dim and they just like to get high on their potion. Soon we will have a new High Council. When that happens, we will not forget what we owe you. I swear it. Yes. Also, Haven has been beset by the calamity again. I know. Part of me is pleased by this. Part of us want you gone. Parts of us, rather, want you gone. We do not want to be vassals. I see. How long will you last against the blessed without our help? Exactly. That wasn't a rhetorical question. I don't, either way. For now, we need you. That is how Haven functions. I need you. Therefore, I will tell you all I know. I don't know what caused the calamity, I swear it. I do know who might know. Talk to the sages in High Lovo. If anyone understands the most powerful workings of magic in our land, they will. Oh. So, I was sort of right. Well, I wasn't right at all, but I'm gonna claim credit for it. I was sort of right in going to High Lovo. Just, I didn't talk to the right people. It's specifically the sages. Most likely I just actually had to talk to Astara before. And I don't know where the sages would be. Because they're not here in the magic circle where you expect magic people to be in. Would they be here? Oh, there was somebody. Maybe down here? Wasn't there somebody down here? Beatrice. Beatrice spends her time down here. Yes, she is. What are you studying? Well, I like to learn. Conversation ends. I don't think this is going anywhere. I was sent to talk to you. She looks up at your face and then she chuckles. Of course. The blessed won't take any risks, will they? Tell me what you are here about, Havenite. About the calamity that has beset my colony. And my colony? That's not what... What? My colony. The colonies. All of them are colonies. Whatever. And the blessed hinted that you come to me. They want you here, so they will sacrifice me, she says. And I say, I guess, question mark? She sighs. I am old. I don't think I will live much longer. I only hope I go natural before I am consumed for this. What the heck is she talking about? Go natural. Did she paint her hair or something? Then she's like, I'm going natural now. What? I mean, whatever. She removes a key from her pouch and places it on the desk. You reach out and take it. It makes your skin tingle. Now I am doomed. What is this key to? You want to be the master of Sacramentum? You want our home as your plaything? Then you have to fight the deep ones. Figure it out yourself. And why are you now doomed? The deep ones make those who talk about them pay. I won't say more. I don't want any more suffering than I have already earned. Leave me. So there's a key that I must use to fight the deep ones. And the deep ones will suffer tremendously at my hands. I just have absolutely no idea what the key is about. At this stage, what I'm thinking is... I go back and talk to Miranda? I don't remember if that's her name. I think it is. Yes, Chief Miranda. And I cannot ask about the key. I don't have cell phone messages. Stonehouse is being a jerk as always. Everything is terrible. Let's look at our journal. Reclaiming the Yokat? No, the calamity returns. The calamity that drove Haven from Sacramentum has returned. Your crops will die. Your forts will be choked with dust. The people of your vassal states will rise against you. The colony is doomed unless you can find a way to reverse the calamity. Perhaps one of the more powerful or learned people of Sacramentum will know something about it. You know, I complained about the Outer Worlds when they sort of throw you a little bit of a high-stakes situation when it says later in the game, oh, people are starving, and you're like, are they? Because I sort of played all the entire game, and people didn't tell me they were starving a whole lot. Some of them did, but not a whole lot of people. No, they're really starving, says the game. You need to stop this. And you're like, okay, well, I guess it makes sense. This calamity is... And I complained about the Outer Worlds, about it making... not being really... It's kind of... It feels a little bit pulled out of nowhere. It isn't, but only when you really analyze it and really pay attention to all the details. I feel that it could have been done better in the Outer Worlds. The calamity? This is just like, oh, the world will end. No! Stop it. Stop the world ending. They like, it's unbelievable, honestly. It's just like, they do not, like, this is as defined as it gets. And of course, now that we heard of the deep ones, they're the deep ones. But this is as defined as the calamity gets. Because so far it's just been like, nah, it's just the worst. The worst happened, and then we had to leave. But then we're back. No details. And now we just need to remake what we had. And then when you remake what you had, the game tells you, oh no, it's the worst again. It's just bad. It's just, stop it. Stop the bad. But fortunately, the actual journal says something a little bit more. It's not something that we didn't... Well, the thing is, this isn't something that we didn't know already. It's just that it's very easy for us to think that, the crops dying is the result of the calamity. Our vassals rising up against us is also the result of, just us being weak. Because that's how the game portrayed it. I think that's even how the game wrote it out. In the sense that, they rose up because they saw, I think there were a few dialogues where people were talking about the calamity and saying that the vassals rised up against us because they saw that we were weak. And that's totally, that's a thing that happens. But no, the calamity is happening, and them rising up against us is the calamity. Part of it is just not the whole calamity, because the crops dying is also part of the calamity. It's just, oh my god, it's just, I do not like the calamity at all. Either way, we're out of time for the day. I'm gonna figure out where the key goes into, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't even show up in my inventory. It does not. But yeah, I'm going to figure out where the key goes into, and I will open it in the next episode. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Queen's Wish. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.